Loss.
Hey guys, welcome to the world of Aja Pearl. It's my world, and I'm so happy you're here. Okay, so tonight we have another special guest because all of my guests are always special. She is a radio producer, a radio personality, and she wears a lot of many other hats we will be talking about. Please give it up for Shay Speaks Life. How you doing, Queen?
Oh my gosh, that was a great introduction. Thanks so much. I'm doing good, man. Happy. I forgot what that is, but
It's Hump
yes.
Day. It's
Huh?
Hump Day.
That's my favorite. I started it out right
Hey.
then. Okay. Guys, thanks for having me. Yeah, this is great. What's going on? Asia, look, it's your world. I'm just in it for a minute. You know what I'm talking about?
Well, you make it. You make it my world.
That is so
You know, like you
tender.
make my world go around and around and around and around.
That is so tender.
It is.
Yeah, I know I'm crazy. God, okay.
Yeah, we got. Don't pay no mind to us. We crazy. We crazy. But that's okay because we a good type of crazy.
Right.
Okay, so let me start off with the slap heard around the world. What is your take on that?
So, right, check it out. This what I said what had happened, y'all. So when
Oh,
I first seen it, right, I seen it what y'all seen. I was like, okay. At first, I thought it was a skit. I was like, oh man, it's a little skit. But then I seen the way that Will Smith had walked back to his seat, and then it looked like he was gonna cry in the car after the show. And then I was like, nah, this is serious. He was for real about it. And
mm-hmm,
then I was just like, for him to react the way that he did, he's a
mm-hmm.
Libra.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't
He's
know
a
that.
Libra. Will Smith's a Libra. And September Libra. And for him to react the way that he did, this is something bubbling under the surface, because Libras are passive aggressive. So they can be very passive. They're not gonna say nothing too much. They
My
ain't gonna rock
boyfriend
the
is
boat.
my boyfriend is a September Libra, so yeah, I get it.
Yeah, they look like don't wanna, you know what I'm saying, say nothing to challenge. So that's why he ain't say nothing with all that August, Alstina, all that popped off. He was shut. He was quiet. He was calm, cool, collective. But then people felt like he overreacted with the slap. Like, what? Okay. Then it's funny because I actually, guys, and I will be dropping this clip on tomorrow. So if you follow me on Instagram, I was featured on TMZ yesterday speaking about,
What?
yes, what? Hello? Did you
What?
hear me? I'm on TMZ. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Whoop.
Gotta keep that. Gotta keep that.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out. I might try to make a clip of it and put it on my YouTube page. But
Mhm.
yes, I'm gonna drop it on my Instagram tomorrow. I was featured on TMZ on yesterday, speaking about the Jada and Will Smith little fiasco, and
Mhm.
they wanted me to comment on Jada talking about days before the Oscar. You seen a little TikToks about, she was talking about her hair and she don't care what nobody say about this bald head. She love it. Okay. And I was like, she a Virgo, right? So look, don't act like you don't care. You do care about your appearance as a Virgo.
I'm
I
like,
ain't never
so I guess you didn't care that your little side piece August was bragging about you and him having sexual relations. You didn't care about that either.
nah, she shouldn't. Nah, she
Oh,
didn't care about that. But see, but there are two
oh,
Virgos because August Alsina is a Virgo. So it's very
oh,
toxic. See what I'm saying? Some
yeah,
toxic shit. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And Will be cool about it. Like, all right, man, I love her, you know. But then he was
Mhm.
like, oh, it's my life. I has to fight. Y'all ain't gonna keep making memes about me. Y'all ain't gonna keep talking about me. And then he went bam on Chris Rock, right on his face. And then people was like,
Mhm.
oh my God. And it was just like, it's something beneath the surface. It's a little bit more than what the eye is needing. Maybe they had a conversation about it previously. Like, hey, man, hey, if you lay off the jokes, but this is what this man do for a living. Like, it wasn't that bad. I ain't gonna lie, it wasn't that bad of a joke. He could have said some worse. That
This
was
is
kind of
this is my thing. Well, this is my opinion about Chris Rock.
okay.
See, Chris, I mean, I understand that he's a comedian. There's a fine line between being funny and being insulting.
Okay. Okay. But ain't that, I mean,
The way
that's
I see it, Chris Rock played too damn much. And he has crossed many a line, many a time.
okay.
Now, here's my thing. Here's my thing. And I've
Hmm.
seen this on Instagram because I follow Bob the Drag Queen.
Okay.
And Bob the Drag Queen said something very profound. He said, I would not have slapped him. I would have said, hey man, that's my wife. She's got alopecia.
Uh-huh.
Don't go there with my wife. I understand you a comedian, but chill with my wife.
Mm.
Simple as that.
Okay. So you feel like he could have had a conversation with him. Okay. But what if he still okay, okay.
Well, maybe he could have had that conversation right there on the stage instead of precedent and just be real smooth about it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Will Smith, again, if you let things if you become passive aggressive and you let people keep taking, you know what I'm saying, chance after chance after chance, you keep giving people a chance, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You'll let that build up. And that build up becomes a lash out. And you be looking, the
Oh yeah.
person be looking like, whoa, what the hell? It was just one little thing. But in your mind, you didn't, no, this been happening. Okay, but you ain't said nothing about it. So this is the way that you react during the Aries season, because we in the Aries season. It's fire, passion,
Oh yeah.
impulse.
Oh yeah.
So actually the way he reacted was exactly what's going on in the season right now. So it
Absolutely.
kind of like coincides. I think that he could have done it in a different way. I do agree with you. He could have addressed it in a different way because it took away from some other things, some great highlights of the Oscars, because it was like some of our old heads that finally won an Oscar first time in all my life I had to fight. You talking about 73 years old, Samuel Jackson just winning his first fucking Oscar, like, and it
Yes.
wasn't televised. Hello,
Yes.
I was like, what? But y'all showed that. I was like, I was hot. I was upset.
And it just goes to show the way society is. We love drama. I shouldn't say
Right.
we because I don't like drama.
Right.
I
I
don't
get you.
look. I heard about the slap. I seen a little bit of the slap. I'm like, okay, I've moved on. But no, people are making memes about this slap. I've seen, and I kid you not, they have. They've made memes about this slap. I've seen action figures with Chris Rock and Will Smith. I kid you not. I
Not the
kid
action figures,
yes,
girl.
I kid you not.
That's
I kid
hilarious.
you not. I seen the action figure with Chris Rock and Will Smith. I'm like, really? But yet you won't pay attention to a man that has been on film since what, the 1980s. So
Before we were born.
the first time I saw Samuel L. Jackson, he was the stick-up guy in Coming to America. That was the first time I saw Samuel L. Jackson.
Mm. Okay. That was the
Yes,
first. Okay.
yeah. This and he's been doing Tarantino movies for like forever. That's his homeboy.
Right.
I mean, Quentin be hooking him up with the movies for sure.
Right.
And this dude finally wins an Oscar in his 70s, and yet y'all don't pay attention to that.
Nope. It's
But
all
yet,
about design.
but yet you'll pay attention to a black man getting slapped by another black man.
Hmm. Why not? That's what sells, right? That's we're living in a society of that's what sells. Drama sells. Um,
And it's sad.
it is because Danny Glover won one too. That's what I'm saying. Like y'all, like that's up. What
See,
Danny Glover had won one. One won the humanitarian award, and the other one won the life achievement award. And Denzel Washington actually presented it to Samuel Jackson. So this was major, guys. I really was upset about this.
I was upset too. I'm like, I said, you see, this is why white people don't never. I'm
White
sorry to say,
people.
this
Yeah, I
is
know.
why white people look at us crazy.
But I mean, but I think somebody I heard that the joke that Chris Rock did say was written by a white woman that was producing or something, the show, the Oscars. That's what I heard. So if that is in fact true, I mean, that kind of sucks, right? Like, so maybe that was the underlining tone. Maybe that's why they were mad, because the joke wasn't hid, but it was by white. I don't know.
Yeah, but me, well, being okay, Chris. I think Chris Rock is a married man, and he should have been like, well, Chris Rock ain't an empath, and I'm just thinking as an empath, I'm like, you know what? I can't say this because what if
Mm.
somebody else said this about my wife?
Mm-hmm.
Would I get mad? Hell yeah, I get mad. I'd be like, nah, I can't say that. But that's just me being an empath,
Right.
putting myself in other people's position.
Right.
But he's like, oh yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it for that check. Hell yeah, I'll do it for that check. Hell yeah.
I mean, okay. Chris Rock, Chris Rock is an Aquarius. Does that make sense? Now, an Aquarius, they can be very spacey. They definitely are detached emotionally. They don't deal with emotions. This is why they can be great comedians and say whatever they say and not feel bad about it. This is just their nature. They're not doing it purposely. This is just how they are programmed, so to speak. But if they
It's,
can,
I understand because I'm half Aquarius. I'm
okay,
Aquarius Pisces. So yeah, I get it.
okay.
I
So you
totally get it.
can like be, you got to learn how to create for a good bit of my Aquarian, because my fiance has an Aquarian moon.
Oh, okay.
Hello?
Hello.
I have a Cancer moon.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
wow. Oh
Hello?
wow.
So it's you know what I'm saying? It's
That's
like,
tough because Cancers are very emotional
right.
and Aquarius are
Right. He'd be like,
emotionally unattached.
right. He'd be like,
So it's like, so you like, why don't you do that? Why don't you pay attention to me? He's like, what's wrong with you?
we can go out or do something. You know,
You
he'd be
need a
like,
nap.
but I ain't gonna lie, because I am, I'm a Scorpio first. So I just be like, you just give me, so I be straight. I shut the hell up. You won't, I find something to do. Hell, I make some TikToks or something. Hell, you just give me that, break me on off. You ain't got no problem. But if you ain't breaking me off, and I'm gonna get mad, I'm gonna get irritated, frustrated. I'm gonna start making up stuff like that to just argue, be real short with you. I need that in my life. It's a
Oh,
necessity.
yeah.
Mm.
And like I said, I'm a Pisces as well. So,
Happy belated birthday.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yeah. Shout out to the Pisces, which y'all crazy self.
I know.
But y'all be like really psychic though, very clairvoyant. A lot of times you can like see things before they happen, type of deal.
We're empaths. We're natural empaths.
But y'all
For
gotta learn how
sure.
to find a balance though, because y'all be like too over. You gotta will it back some. You know what I mean?
Yeah, my like I said, my boyfriend be like, you go from 0 to 100. Like there is
Right.
like no medium with you.
So what do you and by do? Okay. So what you gonna do with that?
Well, that's where my Aquarius side comes in because that's my logical side. Like, okay.
I think logically, because logically it don't make no. Okay.
So they work together.
Okay. Man, shout out to the Aquarius, shout out to the Libras, man, shout out to the Virgos. That whole situation there with them, that three fiascos, definitely interesting, because you got two damn air signs on the stage. I didn't know whether they was playing them for real. That's how retarded they look, very awkward. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It was like, was
Hmm.
they for real or not? It's two air signs, like, okay. And then, the Virgo, uh Miss Jada Pinkett, she anchoring them down. She the one keeping them grounded, like.
Oh yeah, she was just chilling. Like,
But she looks good, you know what I mean, especially for her age, for what she's gone through and things like that. So if she's going to a space where she's loving herself, that's great. She has to because all that stuff that happened was just 2 years ago with the August situation. That was just 2 years ago, right? So I thought that was gonna end between them like that, but they staying together in this thing. So I'm like, a Libra can be very compromising. They'll let you get a lot of leeway. So I'm just wondering how long that's gonna
yeah, that's what I'm
last.
thinking. Because
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of scary. Like, okay, he's not doing anything yet. He's he hasn't done anything yet. Like,
And it could be, sure, he could be doing something. He could be doing his own thing, and maybe
for
not
real.
having to worry about it. We don't know these people for real.
Yup.
That's something that I've heard. They have arranged. They had an open marriage at one point. They was dating other. You know what I'm saying? So I mean,
Yeah.
at some point, it was cool. But I guess she might have still like, come on, let's get it. And he like, wait, I thought we were just going to work on us, or, Will like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. Guys,
All right. So, how did you get the name Shay Speaks Life?
Shay Speaks Life came from, my nickname is Shay.
All right.
So that's a childhood name, like probably from when I was like a baby. This ain't
Oh,
no
okay.
new name. This is something that, because my father named me Shalandria, that's a long ass first name, it's 10 letters in
Wow.
that shit.
The
And
long deal.
so, my family member from the country, you from Georgia, you from Athens, Oconee County. They like, well, we need her nickname. We ain't finna say all that shit. You know what I mean? So Shay came out, the first three letters of my name, SHA. So Shay Speaks. That's what I do. I speak, I talk a lot. I've been doing this for a long time. My family always used to tell me, you gonna grow up speaking because you too young to know the words that you know and how to, pronounce them correctly and things like that. And it was because of the way that I was raised.
Mhm.
So I raised, with education, definitely up there. We read a lot in the family. I read a lot of books and things like that. So it actually does help. It is fundamental to read, actually. I'm thinking about it. So Shay Speaks Life. I speak life, man. I keep it raw. It's sometimes unfiltered. I'm gonna say things that people gonna want to say, but they ain't gonna say.
They can't say because they're afraid to say because they're afraid of what.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Uh-huh.
me, because I don't care. I don't give a damn. Y'all cannot like me, but I think that the fact that I'm able to help you get to
Zero
the next
fuck.
level. Like, yeah, I
Zero
really
fuck.
cared at one point. I did.
Yeah.
And then I found a new lease on life. So, my father transitioned 8 years ago, and almost to the date on March 26th, 8 years ago.
Oh wow.
And so that was a turning point for me. That's when I stepped into who I was. And that's when I started to develop who Shay Speaks Life was. And I was just like, fuck this. Like, before, I wouldn't even cuss, and I hadn't cussed or used any foul language in like 7 years
Mhm.
previously. So I really pushed myself to challenge myself in different ways. And like, what's next for me? Let's see what I can achieve here.
Right.
And that's kind of how I developed it. Yeah. Trials and tribulations, honey. Look, I done went through a
Amen.
divorce.
Oh,
I
you
done went
preaching
through
to the
all that,
choir.
honey.
Preaching to the choir.
After I let that go though, baby, look, I'm up here. I had to let go of baggage. I had to let go of what was holding me back in neutral. So yeah, I'm here though. 2022.
And doesn't it feel great when you let all that shit go? It just be like, oh.
It
Because I'm in a
definitely,
space where I have zero fucks to give, and it feels amazing.
it does. Freedom, right? A
Yes,
peace of mind. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? That what you for real. Like, I didn't realize how much peace I wasn't getting until you get out of the situation. You don't ever notice it when you in it. It's when you
yeah,
step out of it. You know what I mean? You be like, damn, I really was going down this shit. Like, what the hell's wrong with me?
yeah.
Like, why was I doing that? And so it makes you want to start searching now, to start peeling back them layers. And a lot of times it be rooted into your childhood traumas. Sometimes,
Mhm.
a lot of times people haven't let that go, haven't really dealt with it. They've packed it away, somewhere, and really hasn't processed it. And so when I talk to people and I do readings and I have my clients and things like that, my tarot readings, it's really more of a conversation like we having. Like, the cards are really for y'all, but for me, it's a conversation because I feed off of energy. So if I'm paying attention to your energy, this is what your dominant thoughts are. I'm like, how the hell you know that was? This is what your dominant thoughts are, not what you're saying. So I'm really
Mhm.
getting a sense of who you are really, from an insight.
Mhm.
And so I be like, people just got to be honest and transparent so they can start to sweep around their own doorstep, deal with your traumas. So then because you can't help other people. It's two broken people that come together. What do you expect is going to happen? If one person's going to grow, one person ain't. 9 times out of 10,
That's right.
evolution. So you
Right.
have to grow. You have to
Yeah.
grow. It's inevitable. If you're if
Right.
you're if you're moving on and getting older and older, and you still doing that same shit, you need help.
Yeah. Something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. And
I
it's funny you mentioned that because I'm working on a book called Are the Kids All Right? And the book is about individuals terms with their unresolved childhood trauma.
oh damn. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah. In fact, I have a audio podcast called The World of Audrey Pearl. It's
Mhm.
on Spotify and Anchor, and I I'm reading an excerpt of my book, and the ones that I had that are published and unpublished, and this excerpt is unpublished, and it's entitled Salome. Salome talks about an individual she was attached to, and this individual kept coming in and out of her life,
Mm.
and she was not aware that it was affecting her until she became an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And she
Okay.
came, and it was like, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can relate because it
Mm-hmm.
could be a mother, it could be a parent, it could be a sibling, it could be a friend, it could be anybody you have this emotional attachment to, and they keep coming
Mm-hmm.
in and out of your life, and the only thing you want them to do is just stay. And she talks about that.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Yes. Okay. Okay. So that's definitely. That's awesome. I'm getting into wanting to write a book and things like that. It just seems so much. I don't know. That's something I definitely will look into. I'm definitely understanding and can relate to, your the ideas, the concepts, your book, the storyline and all of that. I can definitely connect with that. And that's what I do. Like, people come to me and they be like, well, I just feel bad after talking to you. I'm like, well, yeah, you didn't dumped all your shit on me. And as a spiritual healer, I'm like, well, damn, who gonna heal me when I go through shit? So this is where I do with content creating. This is why I make people laugh. This is what I do because it's actually therapy for me,
Absolutely.
as the spiritual healer, because I'm like, well, who do I go to? Damn, y'all can't help me for shit. And then I got the Aquarian moon. What he finna do? Hello?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I have to learn how to create my own. And so when I do, that's when you see me out there dancing, doing all kind of sillies. You know what I'm saying? That's
Hmm.
me, healing. That's me going through my process,
Right.
and dealing with that. So dealing with the childhood traumas is definitely, it's imperative, because it's still holding our people back, even older than us in their 40s, 50s, 60s. Like, damn, y'all still doing this? Y'all don't realize this? Like, that's sad.
Yeah, like I'm
Um,
like make like Frozen and let it go, okay?
Let it go. Y'all know I can't sing, but I be trying. Let it go. Okay. Period. Man, I got tired of seeing that damn thing. That Frozen was everywhere, okay? And it rolled out for a couple years too. That
Girl.
shit rolled out, toys and shit. I'm like, damn, every stickers, all kinds of Frozen was they made you, and I still was like, I'm not watching it.
Yeah.
I'm not watching it.
Honestly, from that one particular song, Idina Menzel will never be broke for the rest of her life.
Hey, that's a fact. That shit. Let it go. I'd be like, that's all I know. I don't even know the rest. That's why I keep
They
saying that same. Nah. That's why I keep saying that same
even played
line.
that song around Christmas time. I'm like, really?
Oh yeah, they're gonna play. It's Frozen. It's ice. They are correlated with ice to snow, and they be like, it's Christmas time, so then it don't apply to the people in the South or like the West and Cali where it don't snow. They be
Yeah.
like, chimney. We don't even got no damn chimney. I said, I don't know.
No.
It's crazy.
Maybe he rides the wave or something. Maybe he surfs. I don't know. I don't know.
No, there ain't no damn Santa Claus. Sorry, kids. I
I
ruin it. I'd be like that auntie to be like, damn, auntie, you had to ruin my fantasy, man. Hell no, I keep it real, shot. I'm a 100. Like, I have my kid watching documentaries. They be like, bruh, they talk about that 8, 9, and 10. I got them. Y'all was watching about Christopher Columbus did not discover us. Okay, what the fuck? Look, they be like,
Girl,
mama, mama.
everything. Let me tell you, everything that I Like recently, everything I'm thinking, I thought about Thanksgiving, Christopher Columbus, the 4th of July. Wow,
Uh-oh.
everything seems so polarized, and I'm like, yo, the school system lied to me.
All your
freaking,
life, you has
they
to fight.
freaking lied.
That's what
My
happened.
entire freaking life, they lied to me.
You believed them too, Pisces. And you really was dreaming about that shit, drawing that shit. Like you really floated off with that shit. It really hurt you. It really did. It really just broke you down. It really hurt, didn't it? When
I
you
be like,
found out the truth,
ooh,
what? I used to ain't no tooth fairy. Look, I ain't get my kid. Look, hey, ain't no tooth fairy dog. If I got it, I give you a
I
dollar or
got it. I
some. You know what I'm
got it.
saying? Other than that, like, come on, I'm not. I'm just like, I don't know, y'all. I don't. That's just me. I'll be straight up, man, for real, man, because I used to be somebody else that I wasn't who my authentic self was. So when I
I
got
can relate.
married, I lost a sense of who I was. And once I left that, I became anew and transformed back to who I initially was
Mm-hmm.
anyway. And so that's a testament to people who, you grow up a certain way and then you do kind of stray away. You do go through experiences and try to find your own way. But initially you're still going to go back into the heart of who you are initially.
Right.
Once you tap in and have enough experience. So you're gonna have to go through life and go through experience. But I think for me personally, for me to learn that, to have to go through those experiences and say, hey, I'm going to give my life to someone, I'm going to be whoever they want me to be.
Mm-hmm.
And so change my identity almost and say, hey, well, I'm not Shay anymore because Shay known as being hood. Any Shay, it'd be like, okay, be in the hood, or you know what I'm saying? It'd be a hood Shay. Everybody know a Shay. Like, come on, everybody know a Shay. And so that stigma
Mm-hmm.
that comes along with Shay, he was trying to detach that notion that came along with that. And I said, well, just
Mm-hmm.
because that is my name doesn't define really who I am. That doesn't really define, me personally. So I actually went back to that, into who I am initially. Like, yeah, I'm Shay. Like, okay, that's cool. I'm Shay. At the end of the day, this is who I am. I think people can appreciate that because it be a lot of people out here scamming and taking people money and stuff and be telling them like the same shit that I'm telling them for, like, from the bottom of my heart, from going through my own personal experiences. Like, I'm not reading this from no book. Nigga, I didn't live this shit. Okay.
Yeah. Speaking of which, I was looking at a documentary about the Bitcoin.
Okay.
Oh girl,
The
blew
Bitcoin.
my freaking mind. It was a Ponzi scheme.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You didn't
Bitcoin's
know
a
that?
Ponzi scheme. I'm like, yeah, I knew it. I knew something wasn't right about that.
There's always, you got to stay ahead of the game. You know what I'm saying? There's always, if it's something new that has come up, you ought to always do your research on it all the way and kind of really, you know what I'm saying? Go through it. Okay, what was the point of this service being offered or this product being offered? What's the point? What is this service supposed to solve? Because
Right.
that's what we do as, entrepreneurs and build companies. Okay, we feel like it's a product they may need or a service they may need. As a Bitcoin, is that a service that we need?
I'm like, well, for me, it was an intuition. It was like something ain't right about this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and a lot of people will come to me with this big, like, how do you want to invest in? How would you like to invest in bitcoins and blah 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 blah. I'm like, I'm not interested in that. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. I don't even have no money to invest, so I'm good.
I should say, okay, what? I need y'all to invest in me. What the hell? Come on, subscribe. Shit, I be like, bro, come subscribe. Come help me. Help me.
Help me for real.
So I get
Shoot.
it. I get it. I get it. I definitely do.
So tell me, you're a radio personality, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Um, what exactly does your radio show entail?
So yes, Piff Radio. So my show is the Zodiac Morning Show. Now it used to be in later in the morning, so now they didn't moved it to early in the morning. So I don't know for y'all on the East Coast, y'all ain't finna be up trying to listen to that shit at no 3, 4, 5 in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still gonna be just waking up at about 6, 7 when that shit used to come out. But being a person, it's now working in the new age of everything being virtual, right? Everything you can do, everything from the comfort of your space, of your home, of your, right now, you're recording right now from the of your home. Like, when COVID happened, that shit just opened up the door for everybody. Everybody's like, oh shit, we
What?
can do this straight from here. What do we need to wait for? No studio. Who's gonna pay for a studio time? I am the studio to get out of here.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? So it really opened a lot of doors, and a lot of ideas started to unlock. When we put under pressure, we used to not having shit. So we'll figure out a way. Okay, we be like, we gotta live inside. Oh, okay. We're gonna figure out a way.
Mhm.
So I think that during the COVID season, it gave us a perspective to be able to open that doorway, to be creators, to be innovators,
Absolutely.
to capture as much as you can, take advantage of the networking, of the platforms that we meet and we talk to, and really make real life connections. Like, unless you're on there just bullshit, because some of us do. People sometimes use it for our leisure time to socialize. But then it actually are people on there like really networking and engaging. Hey, I want to reach across the world and see what you have going on and to collab. And so I think this year is going to be just amazing for everyone. Yeah, I don't know. Look,
Well, we in March, so
the end of March too. Girl,
yeah.
the end of March. Man, today when you reached out to me to get this schedule, honey, I was like, oh, I hope she don't. I said whatever that Wednesday was. And I realized at the beginning of the month, and I said, man, I hope it ain't gonna be that day. And for sure it was that damn day. And I said, I picked that day and I didn't even pay attention to look at the calendar. And I said, today is my ex, this be my wedding anniversary today.
Oh,
And yeah, it's been 5 years now. So yes, this is like renewed for me, I guess. So this is refreshing for me. I'm just like, wow, this day definitely marked a pinnacle part of my life, but I needed, how you need to learn discipline. And some of us that haven't healed through our childhood traumas, like I didn't heal through mine, so I was just going off the chain and really lost my way.
mm-hmm.
I needed to learn discipline and restraint.
Right.
So being and getting actually married did that for me, because once I made vows, I really like, hey, that's really serious. Like, you can't play with that shit. You
Oh,
know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? So I
Absolutely.
really took it. Like, I was playing around before, like all them years going off and on, like, being petty. Like, if you do it to me, I'm gonna do it to you type shit. Like, women can't do that. I realize
Oh,
now, like, you can't do it now. But back then, I used to be like, I'm gonna get you for you get me. I had this type of mentality,
yeah.
right? That actually I was self-sabotaging myself.
Uh-huh.
And so learning now, like, okay, I went through all that for a reason. I went through the marriage, and then now it was like I learned discipline. I learned to be just, comfortable a little bit with who myself was. But then I realized I was with a narcissist. And then I realized I had that pinnacle moment. Boom, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really in an abusive situation here.
Yeah.
And so after my father died, it got worse. And it was like, dang, all gloves are off. What, you was waiting for him to die or something? Who are you? What the fuck? It was just like, he's just totally just like, I got, so it was like, wow, you really think you know a person. And so when you give people chance after chance, people gonna show you who they are initially.
Absolutely.
Believe them, okay? Believe them. If you see red flags on the play, hey, take that shit and really pay attention. Hello?
Yeah, I
If
totally agree because I was with a narcissist. Granted, I wasn't married to him, which is a funny story because he tried to get me to marry him. And the thing was, at the time I was 7 months pregnant with my daughter.
mm,
And he decided, well, let's get like an application or whatever to fill out the to get married. So we go to the courthouse in the Bronx. I was living in New York at the time. And the clerk comes out and says, well, to me, you're fine, but you, according to our records, you're still married to a woman in Queens. Mind you, I am 7 months pregnant.
Mm.
and I'm about to marry somebody who is still married to somebody else. I
Damn.
felt so embarrassed. I was so angry. I
Mm.
felt like just walking away from this from this individual like right then and there. But I realized I had nowhere to go. I had no money. I had nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I was stuck with this monster for 4 years. And when I
Mm.
tell you I went through all types of abuse with this person, financial, everything,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then on top of that, he started using drugs, which
Mm-hmm.
amped up the narcissism. Okay,
Right. 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 Right.
and yeah, and then it got to the point where my daughter and I we had to get taken out of the house because he wasn't going to leave. He refused to leave. He refused to leave. Yes,
Baby.
we had to leave our own house because he refused to leave. And I hate to play the race card, but you know what? I think the reason why they kept him in there is because he was a white man.
Oh. Oh. They let. Okay. Interesting. Where?
Yeah.
Where? Okay. Okay. That could be true.
And to make a long story short, the system, the court system in New York is unfair to those who are in domestic abusive relationships. They're very
Mm.
unfair. It's like you got to be in a body bag to get justice,
Got you. Got you.
you know. And mind
Wow.
you, this was a black woman with a white man. So who's gonna get the upper hand here? It
Right.
ain't me.
Right. 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 I definitely. Wow. Yeah. I feel you on that. I definitely feel you on that. I had to, going through my divorce. I had to plan it. It was like a whole maybe 6 to 8 months planning it, like to get away, to escape. Like I really had to plan it. So it was just like uh it was a lot. It's a lot to carry. It's
It
a
is a
lot
lot. Dealing with
to
a
really.
narcissist, it's a lot.
And he didn't want to leave. He was gonna try to not pay the mortgage to get a house because I bought a house once my dad died. I bought a house,
Mhm.
and he was gonna try to get us foreclosed on. I'm like, well, we got 3 kids, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, you would
You
rather
sound
us to
like
get
Drea
put out?
Kelly right now. You sound like Drea Kelly,
Who is that?
R. Kelly's ex-wife,
Oh,
because she has 3 kids, and he cut her off completely. It was like, oh, you gonna leave me, bitch? Well, I'm gonna cut you off completely, and them kids.
mm-hmm. He definitely. I had to trick him. I had to because I'm a Scorpio. You want to play with it if you want to. That
Yep.
stanger will come out, and I'm ready to play. You want to play?
Hmm.
Now be ready to play chess. Now don't come playing checkers. Don't come
That's
playing
right.
checkers with me. Because if I done had time to think, that's all I need. A Scorpio time with time on hand to think. We're gonna methodically think our way out of some shit. And I had to, kind of get him to think that, hey, if we work together to get the house sold, we can split everything down the middle. I'll give you half. Why the fuck would I give you half, dummy?
Mhm.
And I get half. So he's like, okay. And so, now you want to work together because now you see I'm finna give you some money after you try to get me and your kids put out. Like, are you crazy? Hello?
He is
So
crazy.
he definitely that it's a lot going on right now. So I'm still dealing with, he's on block. The only way he can contact me is via email. Like I ain't got time to be playing with you. I've had to create strong boundaries.
Uh-huh.
And that's something that I hadn't had. It was foreign to me. And that's
Right.
something that I've had to grow on me to do it with practice. Like I have to create boundaries. No, I'm not gonna let you cuss it out. We're not
That's
even together.
okay.
Why are you gonna talk to me like we together? We're not.
Right.
Bye. I don't have to now. Now I
And
don't
it's
have to.
okay. It's
Right.
okay to set boundaries because it means I'm gonna put up with this. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna put up with this.
Right.
And you're gonna respect it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't respect it, there's the door.
Right. Bye. Block. So our kids are old enough. My daughter, I have a what's that? Okay. I have a, we got 3 kids. My daughter be 21. She will be an adult. Okay. I have an
Okay.
adult daughter. Okay. I'm old as hell. Okay. Nah, so she'll be 21. My other daughter will be 18. And then my son will be 15. So look, I started early to get them on out the way so I can live my best life. So y'all can see me dance and do other stuff in here and be talking. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I will say that's the highlight out of that whole situation is that my kids are older now.
Right.
So now if y'all want to establish that relationship with that, it's totally up to you. You don't have, you can now make a decision on your own instead of it being made for you as a child. See, as parents, we be making our kids do stuff that they really don't want to do it, and we don't really pay attention to that.
That's where the childhood trauma comes.
Right. I've lived it. I'm going through. I have a court case right now. I'm going through about 5 years since I've probably left. Yeah, probably since I've separated the first year in 2017 from the dad, and then just left altogether. I have a case going right now pending on my oldest daughter of being molested and raped by her grandfather, his dad. And so I mean, because of COVID and all that happened, court shut down. I'm like, man, boy, you so lucky, man. I'm like, oh, this man's still out. And he did sit for like 8 months and then they let him bail out or whatever. And I'm like, because it happened, because it happened, because it wasn't happening now, right? It had happened. It still would happen within the statute of limitations. So that was cool. It still happened between there by the time she told us. So it was like, hell, she's a sophomore in college now. Like, she's like, I'm over it by now. Like, hell, by the time I told you when I was 16, you know what I'm saying? Like, we still, so she didn't moved on. She wants to, get into the law, into, getting into the system. She sees how broken it is for her. So she actually is in college now, headed towards, law. So it's
All right.
yeah, so that's the highlight out of it, right? Sometimes whatever you dealt with, your hand that you're dealt with, what are you going to do with it at the end of the day? This young lady, my daughter is resilient. She's, never brung home an F in her life and had to been going through that for about 3 years of her life. She kind of tried to figure out a way to deal with it. And you could see the little lash outs here and there, but you just trying to put it all together. And I really feel like she could have gone totally left. She could have been very promiscuous and then dropped out of school and not really did anything because that trauma that she dealt with, it was like, wow, you really dealt with all this and still maintain school. And it's just amazing she didn't allow that to affect her in that way.
Right.
And I'm just definitely proud. She's definitely one of my biggest heroes. And she's a Sagittarius too, so they're gonna make a way. A Sag will make a way, okay? Whatever they giving, they're gonna find, they're gonna land on their feet. I don't know how the hell they do it though. I don't know how they do it.
And also, I have to give credit to you as a mom. Did she come to you with this?
Yeah, she did.
Okay. Okay. And see, I don't even make it like about me again, but when I came to my mother about my situation, I felt by myself. And this is when I got pregnant with my son. I felt so alone that the only person I can turn to was God. I mean, I was in my Bible every day. Like, get me through this. Just get me through this, because you're the only one I can turn to. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard, and it was horrible. And honestly, I felt like it was like, I don't know, but my parents were narcissists, which is why I have a very strained relationship with them right now. And and I I'm good. I'm good because I don't need that in my life. But she's fortunate to have a mom that was like that said it's gonna be okay. You haven't changed. I love you, and it's not your fault.
Right.
And that's why she's thriving. That's one of the reasons why she's thriving, because she has a supportive parent that took her side and did not victim blame her or victim shame.
Mm-hmm. But see, the thing about it is, and I went with you, man. Look, I got a book. That's what I'm telling you. This ain't nothing new in their family, and so this was a cycle. This was a cycle, and that I believe that I came into the family to break. So I came into this family full of sociopaths, psychopaths, and narcissists, pedophilia, all of that. Like that was kind of like the normal, and so I feel like I came in there to shake some shit up. It might not have been pretty. My child might have had to
I know that's
take a
right.
L for it,
I know
but
that's
I
right.
shook it up and told you not mine. Hello, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like too many times that our young black girls, are abusing now. Shit, our young boys are being abused as just as much, to be quite honest,
Absolutely.
compared to the statistics now, the statistical data. And so at this time, it's like we be trying to put that hush hush, don't say nothing, and that's old. That shit old. That don't
Mhm.
apply to us. That's that old way of thinking. But we have so much resources, so much help for us, so much. You know what I'm saying? Therapy is not quite therapy of how we conceptualized or how we were taught, or maybe how our old grandparents thought that laying on the couch in a white man office and him writing, taking notes is, you know what I'm saying? That's therapy. And so now it's just not that anymore.
Yeah, it's like the past, the baby boomer generation
Mm-hmm.
thought that, well, if you go, don't go telling people your
Your
business.
business.
Don't be
Keep them folks out your business.
right. And they thought the only
True.
that the therapy you should be going to is church.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, look, sometimes I need more than God to help me through this. And if they say, well, don't be going to no shrink or no therapist or no counselor, because they're gonna think you're crazy.
Yeah, y'all crazy.
Y'all the one who's
Y'all.
crazy. And then another thing is like, oh, we gotta keep this in the family. Like it's like
That's
keeping
the
up
problem.
appearances. Like you don't want people to see y'all in an ugly light. I'm like, what? I'm like, seriously?
Yeah.
I'm not the bad guy here. What? And I saw a TikTok about this one lady said, well, instead of telling the little boy or the little girl to stay from Uncle whoever, how about not inviting Uncle whoever to the fucking cookout or whatever? How about saying, no, you need to keep your ass at home because if you come near my child again or ever come near my child, it's gonna be me and you.
Right. Right.
There you
Hey,
are.
what happened? It
I
kicked me
don't know.
out.
I
Wow.
don't know.
I ain't never did that before.
That's
Little
weird.
stream yard. Don't be playing over here. You ain't like what we was talking about. It's okay. It was the
Too
truth.
real for y'all? Is it too real?
It was the truth. Nah.
It was the truth.
I was like, dang, I know my battery I was like, my battery ain't low just yet. It will be probably in the next 10 minutes. But I was like, what happened? Okay.
Uh-huh.
You was getting it in and then it just said bloop.
Yeah.
It kicked me
And
out like
see,
a clubhouse room.
I know. But see, this subject reminds me of another book I'm writing called Kids of Rutledge. And Kids of Rutledge is about the Rutledge family. And you have certain individuals in this family that was ostracized for being different. So the first person I write about is a woman named Sister Eileen Rutledge. She wanted to be a nun. She joined the convent, and she was raped by a priest and got pregnant by the priest. So she she confided in one of her sisters who she thought was her friend, and come to find out that the case that it just went left for Eileen, and the priest denied the whole thing. He said, no, 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 she came on to me and blah, 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 and yada, yada, yada. And of course, her family found out and ostracized her for being promiscuous when she was supposed to be chaste, you know. And she was sent away and she had the baby, but the baby was taken away from her, and she just went crazy and just it just went downhill.
This is a book you're writing.
Right.
Is it based on real characters?
No.
What made you pick the family like that name?
Um, it's the name Rutledge just popped into my head. Like like there's certain names that come popping into my head, and I just write it down.
When did this
Just
happen? How long ago was this?
what?
That this came about, like in your head?
About a couple months ago. And see, what happened was I was in
This
bed.
year?
Huh?
It was just this year.
No, it was actually last year.
Okay.
So I woke up and my friend messaged me that they're gonna try America for like 5 counts of inhumane acts of what they did to like the indigenous people or whatever the case may be. And something told me to play Kim Wilde's Kids of America. So I kept playing it, and so I played Kids of America, Kids of America, Kids of America, and it just came to me, the Kids of Rutledge. So that's how it came to be.
So oh my gosh, my phone. Okay. So um like I have like goosebumps right now. Um
Oh, I'm sorry.
so my last name is Rutledge. That's my maiden name.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm more interested. Like, well, when did you come up with this? How this name? When this name came up? Or how long? That is my last name. That is my father's last name. That is my family's
Wow.
name, Rutledge's, and we're from Savannah, Georgia. So it's interesting. By way of Charleston. So my grandparents are from Charleston, South Carolina, and my grandfather, who I never met my grandparents, they died probably about 2 years before I was born. So but they were married. My grandfather was the Rutledge. My grandmother, she took on his name, but my grandfather was named after the second governor of South Carolina. So when I try to look at my grandfather's name, a white man come up. He's the second governor. So I know where we came from. I know what plantation, or you know what I'm saying. I know where my family came in, like the 2 generations of that name. And I'm like, wow. So what can I get my land? Can I like come to like the family, you know what I'm saying? Barbecues and shit. Like they have a Rutledge, Georgia down here where I'm at. And they used to send my dad invites, and he was like, I'm like, Dad, let's go one year. And just shocked the dad. Like, what's up? I can show you right now. I'm a Rutledge. What's up? You know what I'm saying? So I'm ready to do that, to shock them, to be like, what? I'm part of the family. What's up? But it's funny because and I think on my TikTok, one of my TikToks that did well, I don't know, it maybe have like 30 or 40K views on it, and it was my story time. And my story time was a time where family secret came out, and the family secret was that my grandfather had touched or molested my cousin.
Oh, wow.
Right. And I didn't find out until my dad died 8 years ago, or they finally told me. The family members or my aunts actually told me at dinner after burying my father. Like, why would you tell me now? But weird. Okay, but they're all from New York. They're in New York, actually. They moved to New York from Savannah. And so they came down for the funeral, and then they said that. And I was like, okay, they touched my cousin's older. She's like 50. So she's older than me. Like, okay, she got me by a good 15, 20 years. So I'm like,
right.
Okay, so you used to stay there with my grandparents, and you trying to tell me that my granddad used to molest you in the house? And my grandfather in his later years, from my understanding, last 8 years of his life, honey, do you hear me? The last 8 years of his life, he was a pastor. He was a preacher. He was a Rutledge.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, well, what church? I'm trying to ask, because that back then they don't tell as much information now. They don't ask those questions. So I don't get. I'm asking like, well, what church did he used to fuck preach at? Like, they like, well, I don't remember. Man, y'all fucking remember. Y'all don't even want to say nothing. So he was a pastor of a church, and you
That's
telling
the
me he
worst
was
time. That is the
And
worst kind.
so maybe
The predators. Oh, those are the worst kind.
so
They
that's what I'm
hide
kind of, it
behind that
kind of,
pulpit.
and she ended up, and my cousin, and she's actually, and she is married now to a woman. She is lesbian and, you know, married and things like that. So I always attribute that to, you know, him being a pastor. All of my aunts moved away to New York and became Jehovah Witness. Everyone in the family. So
Oh
I
wow.
said, well, damn, they even just alienated the whole religion altogether and said, fuck this, because y'all is crazy, and went another route. So it's quite interesting. My family is definitely the Rutledge. The Rutledge is definitely, we got some tea, honey. And I was like, that's what I said. I got stories for days, and we can get into it. So I think that I say that to say, and I got like 5 minutes. I say that to say, that my name, it does carry heavy weight,
Mm-hmm.
and that I know purpose was to come and disrupt that cycle again. See how that cycle was on my ex-husband's side, and then it was on my family side. And so a Scorpio comes to clean the bloodline. We're
Right.
responsible for the blood, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna cleanse that bloodline and do it right. So no, you're not finna do that. You're gonna do that now. You're gonna have to pay.
Right.
Um, and so that's what I'm here for. And I'm ready for it. I already accepted my assignment, honey. And, you know, I'm just living my
Do you
best life.
understand the assignment?
I do understand it. I'm here. I'm doing it. It gets tough sometimes, though. It's challenging, but I get it. I get it. I know my purpose, and I'm just creating a legacy for myself, because at the end of the day, that's all you got. Once I'm
Mm-hmm.
here, I'm gone. You know, you be like, I remember when I had talked to Shay, and that's what I want to be, you know, remembered as. So for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, Rutledge, man, that's spooky, man.
That's
That's
crazy.
almost
Oh
like,
my gosh.
I'm thinking like, is that why she reached out to me? Because did she
No, no,
really
no, no,
know
no, no,
me?
no,
Like, I'm
no,
like,
no. Like I had no freaking clue.
that's
No
crazy,
clue.
man. So
No
a
clue.
a priest, okay, and yeah, and then they kind of ostracized. And I wouldn't say that they kind of did ostracize my cousin. She had to go to you know what I'm saying, had to be on medicine. She's still suffering in her 50s behind this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it really messed her head up. And so the fact that you're writing a book about it, like, is like amazing. And she's a Rutledge too. So it's quite interesting, man. Yeah.
Hope her
Talk.
name is not Eileen.
Nah, I was waiting. I was waiting for Eileen. I don't know no Eileen. I don't know no Eileen. I don't think. I don't know no Eileen. I was like, man, this is crazy right now. Wow. I'm meeting people with a purpose. I'm finding something commonality when I'm coming across people like you. It's like, it's something that is definitely pulling us together for somewhat reason, and something comes out of it, some information that's great. So I love it all the time.
The universe is a funny thing.
It is writing a fucking book about my. I'm saying like my family. You writing about my family.
No,
You writing
girl,
about my family. Nah, you was writing about my family. That is crazy with the name. I gotta tell my mom, man. That's crazy. Yeah, that is freaking crazy. I love it. I love it. I've been trying, man. I'm just gonna sip my married name. I haven't given back because I ain't finna pay. I'm not finna pay. You want me to pay to get my
Oh,
name
you're
changed
doing a
back?
Tina Turner. You're like, I work hard for that
I
name.
work hard for that name, honey. And let me tell you, I said, and the only time that shit is gonna change is if I get remarried. So I am engaged. And so I mean, we'll see what happens. So I said, look, my name a famous last name. So everybody be thinking, are you related to Mary J. Blige? And I'd be like, I used to be by marriage. Like, that really is his cousin. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you could have that name if you know the shit that I know that go along with it. You could have that shit. That's that for real? Yeah, don't even worry about it, dog. Okay, you can have that. So yes, yes, yes. I always wanted to kind of keep my maiden name, you know, just for for my father's
Mhm.
legacy, because he was a great guy. He was my hero. He was my inspiration, honestly. And I didn't develop my Shay Speaks Life or my spirituality until I lost him. So sometimes you do have to take an L to gain, right? Sometimes you
Absolutely.
do have to. It happens that way. That's the universe, right?
Yep.
It's
Yep.
the balance, the yin and the yang, you know. So it's like, damn, all the success I'm having, but I wouldn't have it if I lost you, because that really pushed me into a space to live my best life, because life is
Mhm.
not always promised to us. You don't know the day nor time. So that put a fire up under me, like, oh shit, let me live my life. So for sure. I appreciate you having me on the show though, for sure.
You were amazing. Amazing. You are a firework. And I
Yay.
love you for it. You are amazing, amazing, amazing. I love this conversation, but we have to pack it up and put a bow on it. So, y'all, again, thank you so much, Shay Speaks Live, for visiting the world of Aja Pearl. This is my world. It's my world. And thank you for stopping by. Have a good night.